Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic. Keek on the mic, Keek on the mic. People, this the intro.
Talk bad about my team, you must be a clown. This is Keek on the mic, so you know you better bear down. Bear down.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Like always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you also follow me on all my social media platforms to stay connected with all Keek on the Mic news. So, Bears fans, I wanted to hop on here on the podcast. I'm going to give you guys a quick little update that I found interesting. I was watching NFL Network, and they were interviewing new Chicago Bears linebacker Tremaine Edmunds. As we all know, right when free agency opened up, Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears hopped right away and got right into it and signed Tremaine Edmunds to bolster not only their defense, but their linebacking core for this Chicago Bears football team. But for the longest time, most Bears fans, including myself, were wondering how the Chicago Bears were able to land a really good linebacker in Tremaine Edmunds. And now we have an answer on why Tremaine Edmunds actually decided to come play for the Chicago Bears. And it's something that you guys may not expect. Check this out in his interview with NFL Network.
Tremaine, appreciate you stopping by with us. Adam Rank just gave you guys a whole lot of wins. What do you think of the win-loss game that he just played?
I think he's a very smart man. A lot of his work has been put in, and we continue to work now, man. So it's a lot of excitement, but we know it's a journey, man. And we got to take it one day at a time, and we control our own destiny. You know what I mean? So it's going to be hard work. And that's what this team is built around. I've been here for a short amount of time, and you can already see it. You can already feel the energy going around, the leadership going around, man. And, guys are definitely excited for this year.
All right, I want to focus in on that decision to head to Chicago because this team finished 3-14. There's a lot of moves for this squad this offseason. But what was it about this Bears team that actually attracted you there when you considered all of your options?
Man, I was just excited for the opportunity, man. I'm a guy... I like when the odds are against me. I like the odds when the odds are against us. I feel like, individuals make the best moves, when you're underestimated. And, I wanted to go to a team where I could be part of the rebuild. I could be part of, turning this thing around, man. It's just about knowing that there's going to be some thunderstorms sometimes, man, but you got to be able to stand through those thunderstorms, knowing that it's going to be some sunshine one day, and just being a part of that and, being a big part of that defense, being a big part of that rebuild. It just amazed me, and it just made me want to be a part of it for sure.
Absolutely insane, don't you think, Bears fans? Once again, this is what Tremaine Edmunds said. I wanted to go to a team where I could be part of a rebuild. Tremaine Edmunds actually wanted to come to Chicago so he can be part of a rebuild. When you think about that, when you first hear the words coming out of his mouth, you're like, Tremaine Edmunds, are you absolutely crazy? You just turned 25 years old. You're a very good linebacker in the NFL. You could have gone anywhere. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of teams that would have loved to have Tremaine Edmunds' services. He could have easily went to a contender that's ready to win a Super Bowl right now. But no, Tremaine Edmunds decided to come to Chicago and be part of the rebuild, or at least try to get Chicago in the right direction to try to help us win football games. To me, Tremaine Edmunds definitely earned my respect. We may sit back and think he's a little bit crazy, but it's a true testament to his character because Tremaine Edmunds decided not to take the easy way out. Like I just mentioned, he could have easily went to a contender and competed for a Super Bowl, right? He's young, he's athletic, he's everything you really want in a linebacker. But no, he wanted to come to Chicago and try to help the Chicago Bears win championships. And I have a whole lot of respect for him doing that and coming to Chicago. And like I said, Bears fans, this is just a true testament to Tremaine Edmunds' character. Like I mentioned, he could have just taken the easy way out and went to a contender. He opted to come to Chicago to help us in this rebuild. And this is just a true testament how Edmunds just wants a challenge. He wanted a challenge. He's inviting the challenge. He wants to come and be a part of something special. I think he realizes that Ryan Poles and Chicago Bears are building something special, and he just wanted to be a part of it. And I think that's a true testament of what Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus are building here in Chicago, because they're able to get quality players like Tremaine Edmunds to Chicago, even though we are rebuilding. So it's a true testament to Ryan Poles and Matt Eberflus. Not only is he accepting the challenge of being a Chicago Bear and being part of this rebuild, he's also accepting the challenge of all the great linebackers the Chicago Bears have had within this organization. You think about it: Brian Urlacher, Lance Briggs, Khalil Mack, Mike Singletary, Dick Butkus. He also has to live up to those expectations. So now we all know that Tremaine Edmunds signed a massive contract to be a Chicago Bear. So now he's expected to come here and reach those marks, right? And we know that it's going to be really hard to reach the marks of Urlacher, Briggs, Butkus, Singletary, right? But he wants that challenge. He wants to be the next Chicago Bears great in terms of linebackers, right? So I think as a Bears fan, after hearing this, I think we should have a whole lot of respect for the type of character that he's showing. He doesn't want the easy way out. He wants to earn it. He wants to earn respect in the NFL. And this is definitely one way to do it. Knowing that you could have went to a contender easily, but you opted to come to a rebuilding team to try to help this team, a struggling team, the team that had the worst record in football last year, a team that had one of the worst defenses in football. You opted to come here and help us get into the right direction to hopefully win championships one day. So Tremaine Edmunds, I have a whole lot of respect for you. And Bears fans, I am so happy that Tremaine Edmunds is a Bear. I remember earlier in free agency, right in day one, when we were able to land Tremaine Edmunds. When I first saw the news, I was kind of in shock because I knew the type of player that we were getting. He fits perfectly as a Chicago Bears linebacker, and he's everything that Matt Eberflus wants in a linebacker. He's 6'5", 250 pounds. He has 34.5-inch arms, right? And that's something that Matt Eberflus likes in his linebackers. He likes big and long linebackers. So he is the perfect fit here in Chicago, and I think he's going to live up to the expectations of all the great linebackers we had within this organization. And like I just mentioned earlier in this podcast, the best thing about Tremaine Edmunds, he is still very young. He just turned 25 in May. So we are getting a linebacker that is hopefully going to be the centerpiece of this defense for the next 4 or 5, maybe even beyond years, right? And I think it was amazing to be able to get a guy like Tremaine Edmunds to help get the monsters of the Midway back. Overall, Bears fans, Tremaine Edmunds' presence will help this struggling Chicago Bears defense. When you look at the Bears defense last year, we ranked dead last in terms of points, giving up 27.2 points per game. But a guy like Tremaine Edmunds coming in, he's big, long, athletic. He has averaged 113 tackles in the last 5 seasons, so he's all over the place. Like I mentioned earlier in the podcast, he fits Matt Eberflus' hit system, hits principles. So it's going to be really interesting to see him in this defense. And I think Matt Eberflus even get more out of Tremaine Edmunds. That's what's so exciting, that I feel like we haven't even seen Tremaine Edmunds' full potential as a player. So I'm just super excited for the fit in this defense for Tremaine Edmunds. And once again, I just have a whole lot of respect for the type of character that he has to come to a rebuilding team when we all know that he could have easily went to a contender. So Bears fans, let me ask you guys this before I let you guys go. What is your initial reaction to Tremaine Edmunds and the reason why he actually came to Chicago? Because he actually wanted to be part of the rebuild here in Chicago. Let me know down below in the comment section. Before I let you guys go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. Make sure you share this episode of Keek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, back for all new Bears podcasts right here on Keek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and bear down.
You've been listening to Keek on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.